Good morning. My name is Vincent Meza, and we are going to be talking about Facebook ads. So there are a lot of things that are new. There are new things that are changed. Amanda, you're saying no, you're not running ads. So you haven't run ads before, so that's kind of interesting. But we'll talk about that. We'll kind of talk about at a high level about Facebook, but more about why, and then we're going to get into the details of how it works. So one, I'll tell you this. I would say for any realtor, whether you are seasoned handling 10 to 20 listings at a time, or whether you're brand new and just got a license, you should definitely have a Facebook ad strategy going and a consistent ad budget. The fortunate thing for you is if you're using our platform, we make it incredibly easy. Okay, got it. Okay. Well, it's good you found us, Amanda. We're kind of a scrappy, almost like a scrappy startup, but we've been doing this for 13 years and we are constantly focused on innovating and developing more ways of marketing, building your brand, and capturing leads. And Facebook is really key for that. So we'll get into that. Before we kind of dive into Facebook, I want to give you a couple of resources. One is the mastermind group. Okay. So if you're a client, you should log into your account, go to the support page and ask the mastermind group to get access to this. This is where we share a lot of ideas and our clients share their feedback and stuff like that. But I am going to address a question I just saw in here today, and we'll talk a little bit at length about that. Another good place to learn about what we're doing is, of course, just like on a call, like what we're doing right now. So I'm going to send this link to you. If you're watching this as a recording, look for leadgenwebinars.com. And I'm going to send this to everybody right now. All of the courses that we do live are here. Now, if you can't make those, because there's set times during the day and you might be busy, every time we do a class, we record it. So if you come into the mastermind group, you'll see our latest Get Started call, which was done this Monday. And I recommend, if you're new to us, and even if you're not new to us, that you check out our videos. We're adding a lot of new functionality, a lot of new tools, and staying on top of what we're doing can help you. But also sort of mastering the system, right? Really understanding what listings to leads can do. Because for our clients who do understand what's going on, their business is growing and they're getting business right now in this crazy, tumultuous market. And then there's one other resource, and that is on YouTube. So we have our own YouTube channel and everything is there. So it's really easy to get information there. Let's see here. Give me a second. If you just go to listings to leads, you'll find that we have our own channel there. And if you go to videos, you'll see every video that we're putting up there. And I think it's wise to catch up on the most recent classes, right? And you don't have to kind of do this. I think if you're a client of ours, if you're a new client, you should probably watch 3 or 4 of these. And after that, they become kind of repetitive. And then you should check in with us once a month. So if you don't have time to sort of jump on these live calls, look for listings to leads on YouTube. All the recordings are here. Otherwise, they're in the mastermind group and you can see them there. So let's talk about Facebook. And let's talk about what Facebook is and why Facebook kind of is valuable to you. That's my mom there. So what I'm doing right here, I've come right here to Facebook. And what you may not know is 70% of American adults spend about 45 minutes every day rolling through this page. Okay. And they see what their friends are doing, what they're eating, their dogs, their grandkids. They see all that. It just keeps on going forever and ever. And that's why people spend 40 minutes a day, 45 minutes a day. So for you as a realtor, this is a great place where people are. If you think about how you build your brand, how do people know you're a realtor? Well, I know in the past, realtors were often told you need a website, right? You need a website because there's the internet and there's SEO. But what they didn't tell you is that you as a realtor would probably never be on page 1 of a Google search. And more than that, if you're on page 2 or 3 or 5 or 10, you might as not well even be on the internet because you're not getting found, right? But everybody was selling realtors the idea that, yeah, you need a website. Well, our model is different. Listings to leads were kind of different. We create really sticky, powerful tools, all with multiple call to actions, and they are designed to capture leads and deliver them to you, right? So what we do is we make them to go into high traffic areas like social media or in email or even in print. So we have tools to help you in all aspects of your business when it comes to advertising and marketing and definitely lead capture. But what we're looking at right here is a sponsored ad by a company called Ramp. I don't even know what they do, right? I guess it's credit card. So if you're, if you are a realtor, and I think, can't remember, somebody was saying you're a new realtor, how do you think people know that you're a realtor? Really, it's kind of your sphere of influence, right? You're talking to people, you're introducing, you're leaving a business card. And then beyond that, I don't quite know. Right. And so when you run an ad on Facebook, just like this company here, let's just say you did a $35 ad. That would mean if you were looking for buyers, your ad would be seen 2,000 to 3,000 times. Okay. 2,000 to 3,000 times for one ad that runs in 7 days. And if you see here, it's sponsored by Ramp. This would be sponsored by your business page. And that's how people start to learn that you're in the space. If you're doing this consistently, running 1 or 2 ads a week, well, you do the math, you're talking about your business page being recognized 15 to 20,000 times every month, right? If you're running like 2 ads a week. Now, here it says learn more. Now, I don't know if I'm going to click learn more. I don't know what will happen. But when you click learn more on our ads, a form pops up where we can capture their name, phone number, and email, and then we deliver it to you. So if you're doing 2 ads a week with our normal budget, you're going to wind up capturing a couple hundred leads every month for buyers or sellers, depending on what you're doing. So that's kind of the high level of, why Facebook can be really useful. If we go into the account here, I'll show you kind of the details of what's going on. And then we'll talk about what kind of ads you should run. So when you come in, obviously, when you come to this ads page the first time, it's going to ask you to connect to Facebook. It's not going to look like my page. It's going to say connect to Facebook. So right here, I'm already connected. You can see some of my past ads, and it won't look like this the first time you come. The first time you come, it's going to say connect to Facebook, and you click it, and it's going to take you to Facebook, and it says continue as your personal name, and you say yes. And once you click yes, it shows you your business pages, your real estate business pages. And when you click the ones you want and click OK and done, and boom, you come back here and there's 3 green buttons. So you remember how I was saying run a couple of ads every week. I recommend this to any agent. If you're brand new to the business, I would tell you have a minimum budget of $200 a month. But really, a lot of our clients are spending like $300 a month minimally. But if you really got to watch budget, we totally understand that. But you kind of want to mix up your ads. So in our system, you can run 3 kinds of ads. So let's click on the first one. Let's create a listing ad. Now, you can run listings on all statuses of your properties, like sold or under contract, or for sale, or open house. When you're doing an early stage, like open house or just listed or for sale, when you click create an ad, it has pre-written the ad for you, right? The ad is on the right where the picture is. That's what it's going to look like. It's not going to be sponsored by Listings to Leads. It's going to be sponsored by your business page. That's why your brand is getting built. And you're going to, when they click learn more down here, they click anywhere on this picture, this form pops up. And that captures their information. And then, we deliver that to you. So I'm going to stop right there. And the reason why I want to stop is I want to go into the mastermind group because a question came up, and I'm going to assume this lady has never been on a training class with us, but maybe she has. But it's just such a basic question that I just feel like I got to answer it here so that all of you understand what's going on, right? And she says, are you using Facebook registration for landing pages or selecting form fields? Okay. And so I want you to understand that because a lot of our clients will go and run an ad just on our default settings and get great results. And then some of our clients kind of like tweak around and mess with things and they don't get the results that they're looking for. They're getting kind of different results. I want you to understand. So that's when it comes to landing pages, right? So when we get there, I'm going to show you that. And since this is how we run an ad right here on an open house, let's go back to ads and let's click a landing page ad. Okay. Now, I'm clicking on landing page. There's something that really happens here to me. Like, I wonder if this is it's so weird. It's only when I click, I guess the second time, I can't remember. I have to check this out. So anyway, you get multiple landing pages. You get free home value, down payment assistance, and new construction, kind of by default, even as a new client. You just get them for free. And you can create unlimited landing pages. You see, I've got many property valuation landing pages. I've got custom buyers for landing pages, and I got custom stuff for sellers. So if you want to create a custom landing page, super custom, let's go look at one. Let's go look at one. So over here in landing pages, you can create one. And I was creating something, I think on Brookhaven. Just this week, I was talking to a client about this area that she wants to develop as a farm market called Brookhaven. It's in Texas. And she wants to have, she needs to have like this thing look like super cool, right? So let me show you something. I'm going to show you something how you can customize. And this is kind of a side, Brookhaven Country Club. This is kind of a side from Facebook. But because that question is about landing pages, I want to kind of show you why you want to think about the question. The question is lead forms or traffic. That question that she's asking, you'll understand once I kind of put this together. So here's my Brookhaven page. I'm going to click edit. And we do have a tutorial on this. I'm going to say I want to add, you mean to tell me I can't, custom page content, good. I want to add video, and I'm going to paste that video in here from YouTube. Now, I think you would want to use your own video, but you could shoot your own videos with your smartphones and upload them right up to YouTube, right? So I've got this background picture of Brookhaven, and I've got this, let me just show you. Oh no, I gotta save that. When you save it, then we can refresh it. So it's got this video. So let's say you created a landing page for buyers or for sellers, and there was something super custom that you wanted people to see. Like maybe you did this professional video and it's so high value that you want people to see it. You think that that's going to get them to go, right? That's going to get them to go over here and get their home value, right? So if that's the case, you want to drive traffic to that. And let me show you what I'm talking about. So this question here was, are you using Facebook registration for landing pages or selecting a form field? And it's a strange question. It kind of comes up every now and then, and that's why I'm going to go in detail. And I'm going to show you two examples of why people get confused with this. So if I'm creating a landing page, our default settings are always lead ads, okay? Now, you may not know what a lead ad is, so I'm going to explain to you what that means. So remember when I showed you that ad on Facebook, if we wait for the second thing to come up, it will almost always be, I don't know what's this about doing. Yeah, so now here's an ad on VMware. Now, when you click on an ad, that is a lead ad right here. And I'm going to drive us, I'm going to show our Brookhaven one. Let's just say if I do a lead ad, what happens is when the ad shows up here and somebody clicks on it, this little form pops up on the right. And it says, would you like more information? And it says, yes, submit. And what it has is their pre-populated name, email, and phone number from their Facebook profile. So they don't have to type in anything. It's just, boop, that information is there. And if they really want that information, they click yes. Okay. So if my ad was good enough, that would be great because I'd get a name, phone number, and email. But if I thought, you know what, I really want to drive people to this page, well, then you want to change that ad to traffic, because that means that when somebody sees the ad like this and they click on it, boom, it drives them to this page where they see the valuable content that you have. Okay. That it's rare that I would suggest that you use traffic. And here's why. Because if I drive people here, so this is a home valuation landing page. And I want to show you what happens. This is how a home valuation landing page works. You land on it. There's something valuable telling you, hey, you got to get your home value. Now, I'm just sort of slapping stuff together here. So this would not be like super perfect. But you type in your address and you say, get the market analysis, right? Get my home value. Okay. So when I do that, it takes me to page 2. And it shows you your home right on a map. And it says, hey, your report's ready. Do you want that? And if you want it, you got to give me your email address. Okay. Otherwise, you're just not going to get it because we're not. And so what you may not know is about 90% of consumers in the United States will leave this page rather than giving you an email address. Okay. So that's not great. What you end up getting is a bunch of addresses. Okay. And we've been doing this for 13 years, and we've been using this landing page for about 10 years. And that is the case. That's the story, right? But if you leave it on lead ads, like here, well, now if that ad shows up, when the page pops up, their name, phone number, and email is pre-populated. And if they're interested, they'll just say yes. So what we have learned is lead ads is the best way to get leads with name, emails, and phone numbers. Okay. So you got to think about that. And I want to kind of, it really gets into a lot of, just let me make it really simple for you. Free home values, right? If I run it like this, and this is a standard kind of home valuation landing page, a lot of agents used to do this. I'm not super crazy about it. We're going to talk at length about this in a little bit and later end of the call. If you drive traffic to this, you're going to get a lot of addresses. But if you write this and you put on lead ads, well, you're going to get a lot of name, email, and phone number. You won't get the address, but that should prompt you to email the client and find out, hey, I saw that you wanted your home value. Can I get your address? Have you done any improvements? Start the dialogue on text or on email or both, because you have them both now when you run it with lead ads. Our clients, as I said, we've been doing this for 13 years. Our clients tend to really appreciate leads with phone numbers. They don't get too excited when they have a list of addresses, because that's just a much slower conversion. So that's kind of the difference. That's the answer to this question: lead forms, select lead forms or landing page. And you don't need to select, like she's saying, select lead forms. Let me just spell it out to you guys. Like, honestly, unless you've got a super compelling reason to drive people to a traffic page, this is how you run an ad. You go, hey, choose my landing page. I'm going to do new construction, leave it on lead ads, click create an ad. and type in the town where you want this to focus on. And you always have a 15-mile radius, right? Hey, what happened there? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Jeez, excuse me. Let's do that one more time. New construction. Maybe I click something on my mouse. Okay. Create ad. Yeah. So you got to type in the name of a town and click publish. That is it. That's like, now, obviously, there are people in the world that, I don't know, don't take our classes and just want to click around and figure things out the hard way, right? But our clients who don't have time for that and just click, choose what they want and publish are getting leads with name, email, and phone number like super fast. Okay. Now, I do want to say one thing about this report, this kind of ad. Obviously, it's for new construction. Clients like to run this, right? But it doesn't get as many leads for buyers as just marketing a simple, here's a home for sale, here's a condo for sale, right? Those, because it's so hard to find a property, those get a lot of leads. This, it gets some leads. Sometimes it gets few leads. And that's because if you think about it, if I don't know how many buyers are in your market, but their chief issue, I think their chief decision is neighborhood and price, right? Neighborhood and price. That's what's driving it. Is it new? That's not a must-have. That would be a nice-to-have. Now, there are some people where that is a must-have, but that's not the majority of the market. So if you're trying to get buyers, you want to create a listing ad and gosh darn it, I got to talk to my tech team. I keep getting I don't know if you can see this, my screen grays out like something's going to happen. And so I've got a property here that is for sale. Leave it on lead ads because I like name, email, and phone number, and I click create an ad. And it says, hey, this home is for sale, right? Now, you could say, if you wanted, you could click on advanced options and you could say it's in Pleasant Hill. You could put in Poets Corner. This is a really awesome neighborhood and great schools, right? People love this neighborhood. And so if you want, you could add that, and you'll notice that as I type it in the box on the left, it shows up on the ad before it even goes out. Now, you don't have to. A lot of people don't even customize these things. They just use our text as it's pre-written, and all they got to do is click publish. And boom, that will be a $35 ad for 7 days. It'll show up in a 15-mile radius around Pleasant Hill, California. And you could expect around 20 to 25 buyer leads. Okay. And I want to kind of explain one more thing in case you don't know this. Facebook ads they operate on a system called it's called pay-per-click advertising, PPC, right? So if you got a $35 ad, every time somebody clicks on the ad on Facebook, you got to pay for it, right? So it chews off a little bit of money off of your $35, right? Now, I think we've been seeing like buyer leads are costing like $1.50, $1.60, $1.75 on average across the US. We see seller leads. There are different kinds of seller leads that you can get. And I'm going to show you that when we talk about getting listing leads. And those can have a range from $5, $6, $7 to $12, even $15 each. Okay. So, and I want to say this, that might seem like a weird number, and I'm going to explain to you the difference of why those things are different. But I also want to tell you that we just like as of yesterday developed a way to analyze easily all of the ad spend of all of our clients across the country. And we're able to now see that Facebook buyer leads are rising. The cost of leads are rising, or they're lowering. We can actually measure this on a daily basis or a monthly basis or a quarterly basis. And so if you're a client you're going to start seeing a monthly email from us real soon about here is what buyer leads cost and here are what seller leads cost. That way you can sort of make at least get an idea of what's going on in the market, right? When it comes to Facebook. This is a great place to get leads. And I think that's an important data point. We've been analyzing it a little bit the hard way for nearly a year now. And we decided this is actually valuable. Our clients would like to know this. So we're going to start doing kind of a monthly newsletter via email so that you can see here's what's going, right? All right. So that's to get buyers, right? Now, I want to say something in case like there's somebody here, I can't remember who's kind of like a new agent, right? So if you're a new agent, it's Amanda. It's Amanda. That's right. You might not have your own listings. And so I do want to tell everybody, including Amanda, that the easiest way to get buyer leads is to market a listing that is for sale. Okay. That is the easiest and cheapest way. Okay. Now, a lot of clients, a lot of agents will go to their office manager or go to a colleague and say, hey, can I borrow a listing to advertise, right? Go run an ad and go get some buyer leads, right? And if they say yes, come to add listing and click grab active listing and drop in the zip code and the MLS ID and then deselect this box that you're borrowing and it's not your listing. So we don't do a YouTube video and click grab. Okay. And that's what you're doing. And then that will pull the listing in and it'll be right here. And then when you go to your ad section, you can run an ad. Okay. So that's kind of the easiest way to get buyer leads. Let's talk about listing leads. Okay. Because all three of these green buttons have effective ways of getting listing leads. Let's start with the one that we were working on, which is, a listing ad. So here I got a property that's sold. I'm going to leave it on lead ads. Why? Because I like leads with name, email, and phone number, and click create an ad, right? And when I do that, if for whatever reason my computer works, you'll see that the ad says this home is sold, and that's going to affect your home value. Okay. Really, the simplest way, all you got to do is click publish. And when that form pops up, it's going to ask, what's your name, email, and phone number? It's also going to have an extra question. What's your time frame to sell? And the first option is 1 to 3 months, or 3 to 6 months, something like that. Look at that. It's embedded in your lead form when we give it to you. Like when you get the lead, it's going to tell you that. If somebody says they want to sell in 1 to 3 months, please do your best to convert that. Okay. Now, there is one thing I would recommend when you're doing a sold ad, because getting listings is not easy today. It's kind of competitive. Inventory is tight. So you might want to take an extra step down here where it says advanced options, and where it says sold, often there are data points that are really important to the market, right? Important on an ad, like in contract in 4 days. I mean, I hear this every week, like, well, we're in contract like so fast, right? Sold, whatever, right? 12K above asking. These speak to people's emotions, right? You can get me top dollar, you can do it quickly. That I might respond more to this, right? 8 offers, 7 buyers still looking, right? So it's going to tell people like you're ready to go, right? So this kind of ad is one of the cheapest ways to get listing leads, running a sold property. You can, like, there are a lot of agents who are helping the buyer buy the property, right? And so they know that property just sold. That you might want to check with your local MLS rules, but a lot of our clients will say, oh, I'm going to market that thing as sold, and I'm going to get my own listing leads, because probably the listing agent just moved on and they're not doing anything with it. So let's run an ad for a week or two and get some listing leads, just like I'm showing you right now. And so when you go to the listings page, instead of doing grab active listing, you manually add that, because we can't grab a sold. property, right? So that is a cheap way. There is a cheaper way, right? There's a cheaper way to get listing leads. By the way, running a sold ad and getting a listing lead, I think we have seen that that lead costs $575 a lead. Okay. So we put a $50 budget. You can increase it, you can decrease it, but we've been seeing like I think $575 a lead on just sold ad. Now, you could also, and I got to explain this. This might sound funny to you, but what I'm showing you are the ways to get listing leads with Facebook. And you're going to notice that I'm telling you different prices. So the prices of a lead are set by Facebook. It's kind of auction based, but it's also, they sort of say, well, you know, certain leads are worth more to an agent than other leads. So let's tweak the price. You would be surprised that the same ad in one part of the country can cost more or less than the same ad in another part of the country. So here I've got a pending ad. And anytime a home is pending, under contract, active contingent, anything later stage, not for sale, it's designed, you're going to see, it's designed to offer a free home value. Okay. And that this one here, it's pending, affects your home value. Now, this can work, but you might want to add some stuff. Like, again, tell that story of what's going on very quickly in a few words, because Facebook doesn't quite know how to charge this lead. And these leads end up being the cheapest when you're running under contract or pending ads. The problem is if you don't write anything, if you don't customize that, this may not help you get leads. So you kind of want to talk about, I don't know, you know, whatever you can talk about, meaning, you know, we got in contract very quickly. If you can, multiple offers, whatever. You probably can't talk about sale price, but you want to try to, if you're looking for listing leads, anything that the cheapest way is actually under contract or pending. So you just run it like that. Okay. Now, another great way, if you have no listings at all, is the PDF guide app. So if you go over here, we've got over 50 PDF guides for you. Half of them for buyers and over 25 for sellers. You'll notice that each one has a little white button on it. Okay. And when you can download the report. If you download the report, you're going to notice that you're branded on every page. Now, you may not want to download the report. You might just click create an app, right? And when you do that, it's going to write the app for you. It's going to give them a big picture that says, hey, click here to download. And you just pick your town where you want this to go, okay? And click publish. You don't really need to do anything to this. This is designed to get you listing leads, okay? Now, it's not offering a free home value. It's saying, hey, if you give me your information, you can have this report about divorce and real estate, right? What's going to happen, what to think of. And what I want you to know is that that kind of ad can often cost, those leads can cost $10 to $12 each. Okay. So where I mentioned like about $7 over here, they get more expensive when you do a PDF guide. Now, you remember when I showed you the landing page ad and I showed you free home values? Let's do it here. These are the most expensive leads. This kind of ad has been used by agents for it's somewhere between 5 to 10 years. Okay. So a lot of agents have used this. It's fairly played out. I'm going to talk about how to make it work for you, but it's not the most effective. But oddly enough, it's the most expensive lead. These leads can often cost $12 to $15 each. Okay. So I want to kind of remind you that when all three of these green buttons can help you get listing leads, right? But they're different costs on those leads. But it's good to kind of change it up and do different kinds of ads. Because remember, when it comes from the branding side of things, if you're running PDF guide ads, you're telling people that you are a resource in real estate. Every time you run an ad for home sellers, we default to like $50 an ad. They usually get seen 1,000 to 2,000 times each ad. Okay. So again, if you're a realtor, how many people really know you're a realtor, right? In the old days, and I mean the real old days, prior to the mortgage meltdown, realtors are out there just glad handing and meeting people and chatting all the time, right? But that kind of like shrunk when that collapse came. And it's probably going to shrink again with this current kind of collapse coming. So to stay in front of people, this is a really great medium, a really great platform where American adults spend a lot of time. And because of the way it's built, we're able to capture leads for it. And that's why it's really important. Okay. So are there any questions about what I've shown you here? Because I'm going to go into detail about how to get property valuation ads in. Let's see, I've got a custom page. I have a custom one, Brookhaven. Yeah, let's do this Brookhaven one. So remember I was talking about Brookhaven, and I was saying, oh, let's see here. Is there a question there? Hold on a second. I could try connecting Facebook to, and some reason the ad that I am trying is not actually posting to my business page. It doesn't seem like it's connect. Amanda, I don't know what's happening there in your question, but I would ping support. They will definitely be able to help you. Support is the bottom left of the account. I would send them a message. The whole team watches that. It's in the bottom left in that blue navigation bar. So I want to, because I'm going to focus here on getting listing leads, I want to use this Brookhaven, and I want to create an ad, and I want to tell you what's working, what's not working, right? Now, typically, remember, I told you that this kind of ad is the most expensive, right? Now, Brookhaven, let me do a search on Brookhaven. I don't quite exactly remember where it is. It's like, I think it's in it's in Farmers Branch, which I think is close to Dallas or something like that. So let's go look over here. Yeah, it's in Farmers Branch, Texas. Okay. So the Brookhaven area is kind of right here in the middle here, right? What you see that red dot, and it's in Farmers Branch, okay, Texas. And so this Brookhaven is actually not just like Farmers Branch is the only way we can target. And we got a 15-mile radius. So when we run an ad, a 15-mile radius is, let me show you how far that's reaching. You see all these cities? That's how far that ad is going to overspray, right? That makes it really tricky. Now, I want to point out, I'm in the wrong place. I want to point out that those are the most expensive leads. And I mentioned earlier, they can easily cost $12 to $15 a lead, right? They can even cost more than that. Facebook just, it's like an auction. They jack it all up. But you can't target what you're trying to target. And that is a real challenge. That little area, just like a couple square miles, is Brookhaven. It's a golf course place, right? And so if you're trying to develop a place that's like surrounded, you're going to find that this is not effective. So I often tell people this is not a great thing to do, but there actually is a awesome way to make this effective. Now, there are some hoops here. It's a little bit techie. I would suggest that you are paying attention if you want more listings, because this is very effective. What I'm about to discuss is very effective, but it's not easy. It's not terribly hard, but there's some steps. So there are companies out in the country. One of them is called Remine. I don't remember the others. That will sell you a list of homeowners, right? You can say, hey, I want everybody that lives around here, and I want the list of their name, email, and phone number. Okay. And a lot of our clients will buy lists that are like thousands deep. 10,000, 5,000, and they will upload it into their account. And what I didn't mention earlier on the ads page is that if you turn on our retargeting, that gets you some added functionality to create a custom audience. Okay. And you can call it Brookhaven homeowners, right? And when you do, now I'm not going to do this, but I'm just showing you how you do it. You would upload a spreadsheet right here. So if you went to Remind or one of those companies and you bought that list, and not only can you buy that list by zip code, but you can buy it with years of equity. Okay. So if somebody owned a home for 5 years or 10 years, you know that they've got equity. You probably also know that the average home sells every 8 years. So that's a good list to have, right? So you can upload that list right here. We even show you the format. If you hover down here, you need the email, phone number, name, and you want it to look just like that. And then you upload it here. So that when you go and run the ad, let's cancel that. Let's go back and run my Brookhaven ad. Brookhaven's there. It's good. Okay, that's fine. Ad. Sorry. You could type in Farmers Branch like I did, right? But you could also say, check this box that says retargeting. Now, I don't have a Brookhaven one, but I do have a listings to leads one. So you could say Brookhaven, right? I don't have, but what I'm saying is on the other page, you create the audience. That audience lives like a spreadsheet file on your Facebook account. It will always live there. It's not in our system. And then you can target those people that you paid for that list. Now, that might have been convoluted because I didn't get to my second cup of coffee today, but do you understand what I'm saying here? Really wish I had that second cup. You're not gonna believe this. I ordered a bunch of coffee online and it's all decaf, and I waited, so I can't return it on it. So I'm drinking decaf and it's killing me. Anyway, do you understand what I'm saying here about how to get listing leads with home value ads? If you don't have that targeted list, this might not be a very effective way at all. If you do have that targeted list, it makes these kinds of ads work incredibly well. So that's kind of my story. Let's see. Oh, no. There's a couple of other things. Now, if you're an agent with a lot of listings, and a lot, I mean kind of like 5+ at a time. Like at all times, you got 5+ listings. You can go here to the listings page and click on settings and click on ads and click this button to turn on automated ads. You can set a monthly budget, like $400 a month. You could tell us, run an ad anytime I have something coming soon, open house, or just list it. And anytime I have something just sold, right? And tell us, I want a maximum ad of I want maximum 3 ads going out a week. Save it. And that will tell us, I mean, you basically don't need to run your ads anymore. We just do it for you automatically. Okay. I think that is awesome. If you're in office, it's a great thing to do because all your ads get run. We do have team and office accounts. And sometimes agents don't know how to do this or they don't have the time to do it. So if you're automatically running ads, this is a great way to go, right? So the last thing I want to talk about social media, because I think I've covered everything, is we also have a new social page here. And I think we've got something new added. I don't quite know. But when you come to social, this is social content. It's free social content. When you come here, it's going to ask you to connect to Facebook again and choose your business page. Then it's going to tell you, it's going to tell you what schedule. Now, I do my auto posting on Friday. You can do it every day or every other day. And then it's going to ask you what topics do you want. And if you click on the eyeball, you're going to notice that we've got all kinds of articles with colorful graphics written for all, in this case, about kitchens. right? But you can check out the content if you want, or you can just turn it on automatically if you want. Okay, so that is in social. And that's as soon as you come here, it's going to ask you to kind of do that. So I see a question come up. Let's go look at that real quick. And is the retargeting for Facebook list uploaded as CSV? I think it's CSV. Yeah. We'll go look again in just a moment. So there's also something really new. If you go here on the social content and click on settings, there's a new link in bio. Now, I'm not exactly sure how this works. Let's see. Please make sure you add it to Instagram. So you can actually add some kind of link tree to show these links, right? Like show my most 5 recent listings. Oh, turn it back on. PDF guides. You can choose which PDF guide. So these are links on your profile for Instagram. Okay. And then if you want a free home value button, well, right there, or you could be, yeah. And so you can sort of customize that and make that work on your own. There, if you go to the mastermind group, I think the second or third thing down, there's a quick thing of how to turn this on. Hopefully we'll see some more of a Zoom call. And so that's kind of like brand new, like that got pushed like a day or two ago. But social content, this is meant to make your social media networks look like you haven't forgotten about it, right? That you're just putting not lead gen content, but just soft content about real estate, about home ownership that just gives some personality to it, right? So let's go over here. There's something new under follow-ups. I don't actually know what it is, so I'm going to just see if I can find it. I don't quite see anything. Okay. Well, if you don't have a CRM, turn on follow-ups. If you have a CRM and it's not converting leads, turn on our follow-ups. We have great drip campaigns for buyers and sellers. We launched it in January, and people are finding that it's closing deals for them. Even listing leads, like they're capturing leads. This drip campaign is going on, and people are getting listings out of that. So guys, that's my story for today. Any other questions? Don't forget to get in the mastermind group. It's helpful. Ask the support team to get you in there. I definitely recommend that every agent is running at least 2 ads every week. Borrow a listing if you have to. Do a PDF guide ad if you have to. Again, if you do 2 ads a week, you're spending minimum $200 a month spread out over 8 ads. Your business page will be seen 15 to 20,000 times, and you'll collect 100 to 200 leads, depending on what kind of ad you're running. So thanks for joining me today, guys, and keep safe and get in the mastermind group and let us know what's working or what questions you've got. Take care.